You woke up this morning, checked your phone before you even got out of bed, scrolled through a feed of disasters, opinions, and strangers' lives, felt vaguely anxious without knowing why, and then went about your day as if that were completely normal. And here's the thing. For your brain, none of it is normal. Not even close. Your brain is not a modern machine. It is an ancient one. Every reflex, every fear, every craving, every social instinct you carry was shaped by a world that no longer exists. A world of small tribes, open skies, physical danger, and long silences. The brain sitting inside your skull right now was built for that world, and it has been running the same core software for roughly 200,000 years. That software has not been updated. Not really. The hardware is the same. The instincts are the same. And the modern world, with its notifications, its deadlines, its infinite scroll, its artificial light, and its social complexity, is something your brain was never asked to prepare for. Psychologist Daniel Levitin, who spent years studying how the brain processes information, found that the modern human brain is asked to process roughly 34 gigabytes of information every single day. To put that in context, that is 5 times more than the average person processed daily in 1986. Your brain did not evolve to handle that load. Nobody's did. So what happens when an ancient system is forced to run a modern program? It crashes. Not all at once. Slowly, in ways that look like anxiety, distraction, fatigue, loneliness, and the persistent sense that something is wrong, but you can't quite name it. Start with stress. Your brain has a threat detection system called the amygdala. It is small, almond-shaped, and extraordinarily powerful. Its job for hundreds of thousands of years was simple. Scan the environment for danger, trigger a response, survive. When your ancestor heard a sound in the grass, the amygdala fired. Cortisol flooded the body. Heart rate climbed. Muscles tensed. The body prepared to run or fight. That system still works exactly the same way. The problem is what triggers it now. An unanswered email, a comment on a post, a news headline, a meeting that didn't go the way you expected. Your amygdala cannot tell the difference between a predator and a passive-aggressive colleague. Both register as threat. Both trigger the same ancient cascade of stress hormones that were designed for short bursts of physical danger, not for the slow, constant, low-grade pressure of modern life. Researcher Robert Sapolsky at Stanford University has spent decades studying stress in primates. His work shows that humans are unique among animals in our ability to trigger a full stress response from thought alone. You don't need a lion. You just need to imagine one, or a performance review, or a conversation you're dreading. The body responds the same way either way: cortisol, adrenaline, elevated heart rate. And in the modern world, that response never fully switches off. Chronic stress was not something your ancestors experienced in the same way. Stress for them was acute, real, physical. It arrived, it passed, and the body recovered. Today, stress is ambient. It lives in your inbox. It follows you home. It wakes you up at 3 in the morning with a thought you didn't ask for. And a brain that was built to recover from short bursts of fear is now being asked to run on permanent alert. Now think about attention. Your brain did not evolve to focus on one thing for hours at a time. It evolved to scan, constantly. Movement in the peripheral vision, a shift in sound, a change in smell, the ability to notice what was new, what was different, what was potentially dangerous. That was survival. Sitting still and concentrating on a spreadsheet for 6 hours was not a skill your ancestors ever needed. Neuroscientist Gloria Mark at the University of California, Irvine, has studied workplace attention for years. Her research found that after a digital interruption, a notification, a message, a quick check of a feed, it takes an average of 23 minutes for the brain to return to full focus on the original task. 23 minutes. And in the average modern workday, those interruptions happen dozens of times. The brain is being pulled in and out of focus constantly, and each pull costs more than people realize. This is not a willpower problem. It is not laziness. It is not a personal failing. It is a brain doing exactly what it was built to do: scan for novelty, respond to interruption, prioritize the new over the ongoing, in an environment specifically engineered to exploit that tendency. Every notification is a tap on the amygdala. Every feed is an infinite stream of novelty. Your brain was not built to resist that. It was built to chase it. Then there is sleep. For the vast majority of human history, the body's internal clock, the circadian rhythm, was governed entirely by natural light. When the sun rose, cortisol rose with it. When the sun set and darkness came, melatonin followed. The system was precise, calibrated, and uninterrupted. Artificial light broke it. Electric light, and especially the blue light emitted by phone and computer screens, suppresses melatonin production in the brain. Your nervous system interprets that light as daylight. It does not understand that it is 11 at night and you are lying in bed watching a screen. It registers light, suppresses the sleep signal, and keeps you awake longer than your biology intended. Sleep researcher Matthew Walker at the University of California, Berkeley, has called sleep loss one of the most significant public health crises of the modern era. His research shows that even moderate sleep deprivation, 6 hours a night instead of 8, impairs cognitive function, emotional regulation, immune response, and long-term memory consolidation in ways that compound over time. And most people running on 6 hours of sleep are not aware of how impaired they actually are. The brain, when chronically sleep-deprived, loses the ability to accurately assess its own performance. Now think about connection. Your ancestors did not live alone. They could not. Isolation was death. The tribe was survival, shared food, shared protection, shared knowledge. The social brain your ancestors developed was a finely tuned instrument for reading small groups of people they knew deeply. Facial expressions, tone of voice, body language, the subtle signals that told you who to trust and who to watch. Now that same social brain is being asked to navigate something it was never built for. Thousands of followers, hundreds of contacts, comment sections full of strangers, a permanent audience. The social comparison instinct, which evolved to help you understand your standing in a group of 20 or 30 people, is now exposed to the entire internet, and it cannot switch off. Psychologist Leon Festinger identified social comparison theory in 1954, long before the internet existed. His research showed that humans instinctively measure their own status, success, and worth against the people around them. In a tribe, that was useful. It kept the social order stable. Online, it is relentless. You are always comparing yourself to a curated highlight reel of millions of people, and the ancient instinct that was designed to help you thrive in a small community is now quietly telling you that you are falling behind. This is not weakness. It is not a character flaw. It is an ancient brain doing exactly what it was designed to do, in a world it was never designed for. So what do you do with this? Knowing the system is the first step. When you feel the pull of a notification, that is the novelty-seeking circuit firing. When you feel drained after hours of video calls despite never leaving your chair, that is a social brain that evolved for physical presence being run on a flattened screen. When you lie awake at 3 in the morning, that is an amygdala still running threat scans on a world it cannot fully parse. None of this means the modern world is the enemy. It means your brain needs things the modern world doesn't automatically provide. Silence, physical movement, face-to-face contact, genuine rest, and stretches of uninterrupted time where the threat system can finally stand down. Your ancestors didn't scroll before they slept. They sat by a fire, in the company of people they knew, and let the darkness come. Their brains got to rest, fully, deeply. In a way most modern brains almost never do. You woke up this morning and checked your phone before you got out of bed. And somewhere underneath that habit, An ancient brain was already working overtime, scanning, comparing, processing, worrying, doing exactly what it was built to do. The question is whether the life you're building gives it any chance to stop. The question is yours to answer. Like and subscribe for more.